Part of the drum away. Can you get in there with the camera? Look at right here, and actually the shoes had rusted to the drum, so they actually cut part of the drum out to get to be able to get it to roll. Typical. But I don't think this. She goes. Yeah, tire still don't have a lot of air in it. Come on, baby. I don't know how long she's been sitting here, but it's been a while. Out to a friend's house where he's going to let us store it. Don't even really know a whole lot about this car. Supposedly it has a later 302 and a C4 in it. Again, don't know if it runs, don't know if the motor's locked up, the hood's just ratchet strapped down and we haven't even opened it yet. So this could be same with the trunk. So this could be a bag of surprises. Stay tuned and follow along. We'll find out together what we got going on. Gotta love the Pacific Northwest sky. And this is the 55 Victoria that we picked up in the same deal with the Edsel. Car does have some rust down in the lower quarters. As you can see, you can see the rot in some rust in the rocker panels as well. This was originally a V8 car, probably a 272. Now has a later 80s 302 in it, probably out of a van, or don't think, looks like just a 2-barrel cast iron manifold. Well, it's a pretty complete car. This is a Fairlane Victoria. It's not the Crown Victoria, which had the belt of chrome that went over the roof. See, it's gonna need a windshield. Some rust down at the bottom of the fender there. Very common on these cars. Kind of did a little research on these wheels. I think they were like 81 Chrysler Cordoba is what these wheels would have came on. Kind of unique. But fairly straight car, you know, other than the rust that we're finding. This side doesn't look as bad as far as the rocker panels go as the other side. This one would have been probably the 272 with the Ford-O-Matic 3-speed automatic transmission. The Ford-O-Matic was a 3-speed back then. The later Ford-O-Matic that you find in the smaller cars was a 2-speed. Just have one dent in the quarter panel right there. But again, this car is a 2-door hardtop. Just take a look inside here. Does have some ventilation in the floor. The seats were actually redone in this car at some point. It's too bad it just sat for a long time after that, because the top of that back one is burnt there. Headliner, of course, pretty ratty. Always liked the dashes on these cars with the little round dials. Again, 55 Ford Fairlane Victoria 2-door hardtop. So lots of ventilation in the floor on this one. These cars have been sitting in a storage facility for I don't know how long, for years. The Edsel and the Ford both came out of an estate sale, so we're not really sure how long they were there. The son of the deceased owner, he wasn't sure either. Most of these cars, he said he didn't even know his dad had. So interesting story. We'll see what happens with it. All right, so here's the 58 Edsel at its storage place for now. We will try to get some more detailed information on this car in the future. All in all, it's kind of a cool two-tone paint scheme. The car's been off the road for a long time. See, the passenger side glass there is broken. The interior, I'm sure, it's probably had some rodents living in it. The teletouch has been taken apart. You can see it's got an aftermarket shifter in the floor. We'll get you inside and we'll show you that. The body overall, not too bad. Got a little bit of rust hole right down here in the lower quarter panel. The trim emblems are there. Rear end. Bumper's pretty straight. Got bumper guards on it. A little bit of rot down there in that well where probably snow or something sat in there. Definitely got some weight reduction going on there. Never noticed that the little chrome trim piece there says Edsel on it, which is pretty cool. Again, the 58 was the first year for the Edsel. Everybody knows the story of the mass marketing hype and then the subsequent failure. Not so much because of the car, in my opinion. I think it was just probably the Eisenhower recession, just the times when it was launched. Got to remember in 1958, this car would have been envisioned in the early 50s, and nobody could have foresaw what was going to happen then. You know, in the early 50s, Ford really thought they needed another car line to be able to compete, and thus the Edsel was born, but only lived through 3 model years, and the 3rd model year only saw less than 3,000 cars built. So this is a Pacer. This would be this is the smaller of the two Ford chassis the Edsel was built on. The Pacer was the level up from the Ranger. The Ranger would have been the base model car. This does have the 361 FE, the E400. There is the other 2 cars were built on the bigger Mercury platform. That would have been the Citation and the Corsair. Again, this car is a 2-door hardtop. Taking a look inside here, you can see some of the cool features on the Edsel. The teletouch steering wheel, which apparently was fairly problematic in the early days. This car does have it, but you can see that somebody quickly converted to a floor shift sometime back in the day because the system probably became inoperable. This car's had really, really cool speedometers, kind of spun around. You can see all the switches for the controls. Still has the original radio in it. Pacer on the glove box. See the headliner, pretty much non-existent. Definitely probably had some mice living in here. Look in the back, kind of some cool patterns on the upholstery though. You know, they were doing their best to try to set this apart from the Ford line. It was a step up from the Ford, you know, but not a step all the way up to the Mercury. So there you have it. That was a quick walk around on our recently acquired 55 Fairlane Victoria and the 58 Edsel. Just keep watching the channel for more content, and we'll try to keep bringing you these cars and maybe getting some of these running back on the road. Again, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.